which wasn't very clever. You can see one side seems to be more worn than the other. Like, this side's more worn than that side. Well, I did a thing on my KTM. I changed the chain, back sprocket, front sprocket. There's plenty of videos on there showing you how to do it. So I got that done, but however I was a wee bit disappointed because when I took the front sprocket off, you could see it was worn, but there was a bit of play, it was moving on the splines on the shaft. And when I looked inside, if you see, I'll turn it the way it was, if you look at the sprocket there, you can see where it's worn. See, the teeth are pointing that way. See? So you can see it's definitely worn. But the splines inside are worn as well. So the thing was moving like that on the shaft without the shaft moving. Which wasn't very clever. You can see one side seems to be more worn than the other. Like, this side's more worn than that side. Don't know what's caused that. Anyway, put the new one on, and there was a wee bit of movement, so by the time I put the washer on, I cranked it up. There was virtually no movement at all. So, I don't know. I contacted KTM, I've emailed them, just to get their feedback. So, let me see, the bike's done 35,000 Ks, the sprocket and chain that I took off are the original, it's never been replaced before, so if somebody says, oh, maybe the cheap one that was on it, it wasn't a cheap one that was on it, it was a proper KTM socket, so I don't know. So if anybody knows anything as to why that would happen, I have my own suspicions. I have my very own suspicions because when I'm using my KTM and I'm riding along, my revs are quite low, you know. I don't have it over revving or revs too high or anything. I just keep them low. And sometimes when you go into 6th gear and you're not doing over 85, it just seems to stutter a wee bit. And yeah, it's just riding cruisers, you keep them sort of low revving all the time, but with this thing, yeah, to get into 6th gear, you've got to be up over 85 kilometres an hour, or else it feels like shit. And I reckon that might be something to do with it. We continually, you know, low revs, and the engine sometimes it feels a bit jig jig jig, however that goes. So maybe that's what's done it to the sprocket. So I think a wee bit of advice for anybody that's got a 1290, keep the revs up, don't let the revs go too low, keep it up above 2,500 revs, because at least if you keep it up there, the engine's not going to toil. That's the only reason I can think as to why that sprocket wore out. There's no other reason for it. Anyway, so that was 35,000 Ks, that was the sprocket and chain done. It really did need worn, because as the chain was going round, you could hear it when it got near the front sprocket. It was giving it started off with a whoosh, 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 and then it was giving a click every revolution of the chain, which made me think, yeah, that's worn. So anyway, took it off, yeah, put a new one on, and it was running so much better. And that sort of jigginess, that looseness, you know, at low revs doesn't seem to be there now. That new sprocket clamped on tight seems to have remedied that. So for now on, yeah, keep the revs up. Next job I'm going to do is my brake fluid. It's went a wee bit of dark colour on the top and light in the bottom. So what I've done is I've bought a kit for bleeding the brakes, because I done my seals a wee while ago, and when I did the seals, the oil had went over the caliper on this side, and I'm just not happy with the pads in there, and I think I really need to change them. There's still wear on them, but because they got contaminated, I really need to change them. So I've got a set in the house, and what I also want to do is bleed. There's a nipple on each side. I want to bleed the brakes. So I've got a machine for doing that, and you plug it into your compressor, you go into the nipple and you switch it on, and then as you slacken your nipple it sucks the stuff out the thing. So yeah, you just watch your cylinder emptying and then keep topping it up as the level goes down until you get nice new fluid coming out of the pipe, and then lock it off. And that's one caliper done. Same with the other one, and then you do the same with the back brakes, but using the reservoir there, because that reservoir's got a funny dull colour as well. It's like, these originally were lime green luminous and they're dull looking now, so to me that tells me that the brake fluid's sort of dissipated, I think. So apart from that, the old KTM's going well. I'll need to get out for a ride one day on it. And the Goldwing's going exceptionally well. It's like riding a sports bike, and as you'll have noticed, the Yamaha Bolt is gone, sold. So I've got a bit more room in here now, so I've put a wee bench up the end there with my cleaning stuff, and all my tools are through in the garden there, but got a wee bench here where I can do some work on the cars or bikes or whatever. And as you can see where I did my chain. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll get the brake fluid blade shortly, and I'll get that done. Anyway, shall see you later. Bye for now.